This will be an important opportunity to condemn the rocket attacks. We've issued a statement in London to that end. There is absolutely no justification, no excuse whatsoever for indiscriminate firing at civilians, and we'll be making that very clear in the chamber. Later on this afternoon, we have a session on North Korea's sanctions, the so-called 1718 committee, but I suspect that this will develop into a more general discussion. We have been very encouraged by the recent contacts between the administration and the North Koreans and others. We do hope that the summit will be able to go ahead, and we hope that steps can be mapped out to complete an irreversible denuclearization. But up until that point of concrete steps, we are very firmly behind the administration in keeping up maximum pressure. But I might just say that I think the DPRK file has been a very good example of what the Security Council can help achieve in support of a strong US administration policy. And I think the way the Council's been united on DPRK and keeping up that pressure has been extremely helpful.
Ambassador, the U.S. decided not to increase sanctions from the U.S. side. Is there any sense that the 1718 will also hold off on any additional sanctions on North Korea?
I don't know. We'll have to wait when we get into the room and see how the debate goes. But I think the strategy at the moment is to keep up the pressure we've got and give every opportunity for the summit to be able to go ahead.
Ambassador, on Gaza, the U.S. called this because of the attacks against Israel, and there have certainly been meetings of the Council on all the events along the border. What's going to happen in terms of any kind of a product from the Security Council? The Israeli ambassador is asking for condemnation. There's a Kuwaiti draft. What actually might come out of this?
Well, the Kuwaiti draft refers to the earlier incidents when people were killed on the border. We certainly, as the UK, will condemn the attacks today in the Council. We'll have to see if that results in an actual product. As you know, there will be a range of views. We would hope there would be universal condemnation on the Council of indiscriminate attacks against civilians. But I think we'll just have to get into the Council and see what the appetite is for writing that down and publishing some form of statement.
On the Kuwaiti draft?
The Kuwaiti draft is still going round in circulation around the members of the Security Council, and to the best of my knowledge, the Kuwaitis have not said when they wish to bring it to a vote.
Ambassador, could Kim Jong-chol appear in that Security Council meeting later on today, since he's in town and around the corner?
Well, I don't know if anyone has invited him, so we will just have to wait and see.
Okay, Nada.
Ambassador, does the UK support the Kuwaiti draft?
There are a number of things in the Kuwaiti draft that we want to still keep talking about, and the negotiations are still going on, and we're still talking to our Kuwaiti friends about some of the language.
Yes. Madam Ambassador, 118 Palestinians were killed, 13,000 were wounded. Gaza has been under siege for 11 years. Do you expect the Palestinians to throw flowers at their occupiers? What they should do?
I think that's a slightly odd question, if I may say so. We are all worried about the situation in Gaza. We are all worried about attacks on civilians. We have called for an independent investigation into the live firings that took place from the Israeli side into the Palestinian protesters. And we do think that anyone with any influence on either any of the parties should use it to argue for a de-escalation and to get away from violence. At the last Security Council session, I also asked Mr. Mladenov if he would bring forward UN proposals about how to calm and stabilize Gaza. So we await those proposals from the UN, and I think that would be a good next step. Thank you very much.